First, it was synagogues, then other public places.
Another painful blow today after a hateful anti-Semitic slur was spray-painted along the side of a car in the eastern suburbs.
Counter-terrorism police are on the hunt for those responsible for a string of anti-Semitic attacks at Sydney synagogues.
Swastikas and references to Hitler were spray-painted on the building.
It's a scene becoming all too familiar in our eastern suburbs.
A despicable crime that is just abhorrent.
It is completely disgusting, and these bastards will be round up.
There's been, to my count, 15 serious anti-Semitic attacks reported to the AFP since June last year. It really burst onto the scene as an issue in early December last year, when in Melbourne there was this overnight firebombing of the ultra-Orthodox Adass Israel synagogue. On December 11 in Willara there was a car set alight. January 11, a synagogue in Newtown was vandalised. January 17, the former home of the prominent Jewish leader Alex Rivchin was vandalised and a car set alight as well. And on January 21, a childcare centre in the Sydney suburb of Maroubra, which is nearby a synagogue, it's not directly linked to the Jewish community but it's in a Jewish area, was set alight, and this led to another outbreak in public concern and the Prime Minister convening a national cabinet under political pressure and also pressure from the Jewish community.
We're learning tonight there could be something more sinister behind Sydney's anti-Semitic attacks.
We believe criminals for hire may be behind some incidents, whether they are in Australia or offshore.
And it would appear, as the AFP Commissioner said yesterday, that some of these are being perpetrated by people who don't have a particular issue, aren't motivated by an ideology, but are paid actors.
There was immediate suspicion that the AFP was referring to a potentially hostile government, such as Iran or China, trying to stir up the deep-seated and very historic prejudices around Jewish people and anti-Semitism, which has been known over history to sow division in society in order to effectively mess with our democracy and make people feel unsafe. But ASIO officials don't believe that is a key line of inquiry. It's one option that is being looked at and nothing is being ruled out. But the more pertinent suspicion of the AFP and ASIO is that there are criminal gangs potentially paying local petty criminals, arsonists, to carry out some of these attacks, and that those criminal gangs may have offshore elements. There have been crypto payments in some of these cases, the AFP believes, and so they are looking into this question of whether some of that money is coming from overseas. So they're far more focused on criminal gangs than they are on a hostile government. That's not what our agencies are looking at. The growing use of apps like Signal, which has disappearing message and is fully encrypted, Telegram, and now the rise of cryptocurrency, makes investigating crimes like this really, really hard. One key line of inquiry in the AFP is that there is crossover between criminal gangs who engage in, for example, the firebombing of a tobacco store because they are involved in the illegal tobacco trade.
Melbourne's tobacco war has exploded again, and Oakley store firebombed for the second time in a fortnight.
And crossover with sections of the Islamic community who hold bigoted views about Jewish people and hope to stir up anti-Semitism in the community. That's one line of inquiry, that the groups of people we are talking about here, anti-Semites who might be interested in targeting Jewish areas and organised criminals, there's a strong middle section in the Venn diagram here. But this makes the AFP's job extremely difficult. We're in a new era for law enforcement. It's created complexity and difficulty in piecing together the puzzle on what the motivations are of the people actually organising these crimes.